Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And this is something very interesting that was just released by AllNet. So I will leave it in the description down below so you guys can check it out, see which time frame your city is in, and what to expect in the future. So the next big auction that's coming up, which is very important, is C-band. We now have an idea of what spectrum is clearing in what markets, and we have a time frame, which, of course, keep in mind, it can be accelerated. Money talks, but that is going to make it very, very, very expensive for the carriers. So the main carriers that are going to need this mid-band is AT&T and Verizon by far. T-Mobile has a significant amount of mid-band right now after completing the Sprint merger. Will they compete? Will they put in bids? They might, maybe. But for now, if they never got any C-band, they would be fine because they have a solid amount of mid-band nationwide, beyond the markets that are on these lists, by the way. So this is very interesting, and this could be bad for Verizon and AT&T, and it looks like the 5G leadership may be handed to T-Mobile on a platter. That's what I'm getting. That's what I feel. But we'll have to see what the outcome is. So scrolling down, the first 50 markets that you're seeing on this first list, the green labeled blocks will clear December 5th, 2021. That is the first 100 megahertz that Verizon and AT&T are going to fight for. Everything else that you're going to see in yellow will not be available until the end of 2023. So if Verizon and AT&T do not pay to accelerate the relocation deadline, you will likely not see any mid-band C-band in your area until early to mid 2024. That is a long time. By that time, T-Mobile will have largely completed their N41 rollout. They will likely have added additional sites where needed, and they could have completed on a larger scale the Sprint sites, the Sprint keep sites by that time frame. That is a very long time, and the fact that AT&T and Verizon have to split the first 100 megahertz in the top 47 markets is a concern. Will Verizon come in as aggressive as they said? That will likely be the case. Analysts predict they will get the first 80 megahertz. That would leave AT&T with 20 megahertz until the end of 2023. And again, I will say this again, there could be an acceleration period, but that will likely not happen for all markets. That could be for some where Verizon and AT&T feel it's necessary to spend the money to accelerate the relocation deadline, but that is expensive. They are already going to spend an insane amount of money on the auction itself. Then you have equipment fees, you got rollout fees, that's part of your capital investment, but it drives up the cost significantly, especially having to pay to push up the relocation deadline. T-Mobile did it for 600 megahertz repackaging, but they spent only about $8 billion. So that was likely not too much of an increase for them. But if you're going in top heavy at 25, 30 billion, anything over that is a pretty large increase. You're spending more than you set out to spend. So again, I just wanted to leave you with this brief update. This just came out. This is fresh. So I will leave the link to this article in the description down below. You guys can check it out. Should this make you consider another carrier? No, I'm not saying that. But you should be on the lookout for T-Mobile to dominate, at least in speed, a lot of those areas that are on this list until Verizon and AT&T can get their C-band out in the market. So I predict the top 47 markets, it's going to be an interesting race. If AT&T can only get 20 megahertz of the first 100, I think that'll be a problem for them. Do I think they continue competing and the network performing? Yes. But as Verizon incorporates more spectrum, let's say they put the whole 80 megahertz to use in these markets, their performance is going to double or triple. T-Mobile is already doing that. AT&T will still perform on a use by use case. It'll be usable, acceptable performance. But I think on third-party testing, AT&T is not going to perform nearly as good as Verizon and T-Mobile in these markets. That is just an opinion of mine. There's no fact to it, no factual statements from any testing yet until Verizon can get that mid-band out in the market. T-Mobile is already doing that now. They will accelerate in 21, and they will be much further along in 22. Then after that, there's a whole nother year until the end of 2023 until all of that spectrum is fully relocated. So just keep that in mind. I just wanted to make this brief video, get your guys' reactions, opinions on this. Is this a major setback for Verizon and AT&T? Even at the 80 megahertz, T-Mobile will still have the upper hand here. In a lot of these markets, T-Mobile can do 100, 120, 140 megahertz total. I know a lot of it is not contiguous, but they can still push the envelope in a lot of those markets, especially with another 2.5 spectrum that's up and coming that could make that spectrum contiguous for T-Mobile. So let me know in the comment section down below how you feel. If you have been on the channel or you're new to the channel and you have not yet liked, shared, and subscribed, make sure you do so. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when I do upload the content. Also, follow the social media outlets for more updates and interaction. Thanks again for watching. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.